Gambit, G2, and of course the Ninjas in Pajamas have all beaten Cloud9 on Cash, and now this is where their chances for a 2-0 stand. The North Americans have been fantastic so far in the tournament, surprising us every step of the way, not only getting to the playoffs in a convincing fashion at times, but also the first map, their choice, Train, goes their way as well. I'm joined by ex-Ninja and of course the current Ninja of Serbia, YNK and Freiburg. And I think, gentlemen, we have to start by saying, surely this is a third map, Yanko. Surely, everything is pointing towards it. The Ninjas are undefeated in this event on this map, played it entirely for the group stages. Cloud9 haven't won it offline in a while. Surely.
I hate that word so much.
I know, that's why I'm just repeating it
100 times. Yeah, I mean, things point to it, but you know, as we were talking about it in the pre-game, the fact that they played Cash 3 times means that, you know, you go and look back to those games, especially Cloud9 who actually played and lost to them on the same map. You can draw a couple of conclusions from it, you can take a couple of lessons from it, adjust your game a little bit, and probably come out on top. The thing is, like we were questioning, okay, probably they have some strategies as well. They were playing super loose on the T side, but we didn't see any of it at Train. So there is a possibility that NiP doesn't have any like special strategies or tactics on Cash, and if that's the case and their initial playstyle doesn't work, Cloud9 might be in the semis with a 2-0 win.
And the question I have to of course ask you is, when you were in that team, of course not too long ago, not hard to remember, Cash, where was it in the terms of the players and how they feel on the map? Was that up there in kind of the very top, even when the threat success kind of wore off?
Yeah, I mean, Cash is always one of those maps where you don't really have to be too strat heavy. It's more of a forgiving map for being a less tactical team, because it's a map that you play a lot when you play all the pickup games, all the mixes and stuff like that. So everyone knows how to play Cash. You can just play pretty simple game style on Cash. You could just do basic smokes, basic flashbangs, which everyone should know at this point. So it more comes down to like how well you play as a team and how the communication and everything is going. But I'm not too convinced of NiP's T side on Cash at this point, because they tried to pick and play on Train. It didn't work out. If I were in Cloud9 shoes, I'd look at the demo against NiP and I saw, okay, they went for a lot of picks. I would like to see even maybe Stewie picking up the op this game, and they will go double up on CT side just to shut down NiP when they try to go for picks.
I mean, you started answering the question I was going to ask you, actually. It was simply, you know, what do Cloud9 do to beat NiP? And your simple answer is double ops, don't let them pick.
Just have one opper, just watching Boost. Yeah, just watching Boost the entire game just to kill Forest.
That's pretty good. I like it. I mean, he is absolutely on fire. A forest fire, some would describe it as, and it's spreading fast across Cologne. Now, Yanko, on the other side of things, we'll bring up the odds. Cloud9 finishing in 2, you've already started to give them some degree of an edge, and look what the odds are saying. Cloud9.
Yeah, I mean,
hold the edge into Cash.
I mean, we were mentioning threat a lot. I think it's only fair we mentioned Valence as well, the coach of Cloud9, and he has also helped them improve, helped them prepare for games and so forth, trying to become a more tactical team. And you know, he has a lot of material to work with when it comes to NiP on Cash. So I would expect Cloud9 to adjust. You look towards that game that NiP had against Mousesports as well. You could see how Oscar had a great game on the CT side of things with the op. So that's like what Adam mentioned, having maybe that double op setup, being a bit more aggressive so that you try and pick NiP apart before they get into that final phase.
Yeah, get into that final form as well. These guys are looking, some would say, resurrected with this new man in their roster. But to get to a third, to get to the semi-finals, Cash has to be another victory. I've got a smirk from Semler. That means he knows what's coming. He gets to cast this one. Will it really be a 2-0 North American team in the semi-finals, or we get a third treat, delight of Counter-Strike?
I always love listening to Alex, you know, ply his craft, you know, do his thing. Always little word games. Resurrected. Oh, you. Yeah. Good stuff, Anders. Good stuff. You hyped for the second map, man? Clash, this can be a real bloodbath.
Yes, it absolutely can, and I'm very excited. I think this could be an interesting game. Cloud9 have already shown us that they could make it through Train, which was NiP's map pick. Now we're going to be on Cloud9's home turf, so I hope you guys are ready as well. It will be live just about now, so welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. It's Cloud9 versus NiP, map 2 of the second quarterfinal. Still so much on the line. If Cloud9 can make the semifinals, what an achievement that would be. And NiP, newly reformed and with new members, it's going to be interesting to see what they could do. We've got the double boost. Is it going to be 3 men boosted? Wow, that's a lot. It's one more than 2.
Yeah, maths. It's hard. Well, I mean, we'll see how many bullets they can throw out as well. They've got Glocks, plenty of them in the mags. And look at the shots already. Stewie, automatic finding the headshot. It's a stack on short for Cloud9, and they need to make this work. But Forrest again shows up to do the damage, to do the work. 2 headshots for him gives NiP the man advantage.
Let's see what Shroud can do on this bomb site. He was mechanical in that first map. Well, he's got the USP. He hasn't reloaded yet. 6 bullets still. And looking for more shots. That was a good time for a reload. The 3-on-3 is in effect here, and no bomb plant has happened yet. In fact, NiP are going to decide to go back, leaving Forrest there to be the ears in checkered. He can hear them. At least he could hear Skadoodle falling back, so he's got some information. Shroud spotting it out. Forrest winning the fight. That's the 3rd kill of the round for him. And now 2 versus 3, and Cloud9 there in the dark. They don't know what's happening any longer.
Yeah, this is a bit of a loss in Forrest. Again, he peeks into CT, gets a little bit more information, sees where Skadoodle is coming from. And so that can make all the difference. Exist catches nothing, and now it's pretty much in the bag here for NiP. This should be an impossible situation for them to lose. They've got the last man sandwiched in, and Exist is going to be watching short. So even if Ska just hauls and doesn't stop running, Exist will be ready for him. And sure enough, what? Kill the man. There we go. Looked a little dicey there for a second.
Just for a minute, but in the end, everything works out just fine. 1-0 for NiP, and largely due to Forrest. And let's be real for a minute. If you're Stewie and you see those people running in middle as you boost above that box, you should try and fall back, right? He called in reinforcements, but that close fight, Glock versus USP, that's just no fun at all.
Exactly. That's where you get those kinds of one-shot headshots. That's where the Glock is lethal. 20 bullets, you just spray. Of course, Forrest, he doesn't need to do that. He's too good. He's too damn good. So, a very strong start here for NiP. They win the pistol, and we should expect to see them collect the 2nd round as well and cruise to a nice 3-0 lead here. If everything goes according to plan, of course. Nothing. Taking a little bit of damage to start. That's not fun.
I do like the fact that he's moving out on B, though. I think in a round like this, it's worth doing. They have invested almost everything into this round. It's only Skadoodle that's obviously going to be saving for the AWP later. But yeah, I like it from Stewie as well in A main. Take some risks, just don't do the default spread. I think this is a good idea for Cloud9. Especially this crossfire, that's going to be interesting if they go this way.
Yeah, I almost want to see Skadoodle peel off and go towards B with this kind of setup on A main. Because if you manage to kill even one person, that bomb is sitting at A main right now. I mean, Cloud9 throw everything into disarray, and then you can get that rotation coming over, but they will stay with the 3 on A here, Cloud9. They're just hoping that this is where NiP is going to wind up, and with 45 seconds, it's definitely looking likely. Forrest leading the way with the bomb. Stewie, yes, there's one headshot, and there's another! Drops the bomb, and it works perfectly for Cloud9.
What a disaster. Now we're down to 33 seconds. Smokers up in main as well. NiP, what are they going to do? Automatic trying to play around it. Shroud in the middle, doing a little bit of damage, and even more than that, buying time. It is still a 3-on-3, but NiP have to fight their way back, pick up that bomb, and get it down in the next 20 seconds. Another smoke being deployed in main. Automatic making life hell for NiP right now, and they know they have to push through. That lasts about 16 seconds, so there's no time to wait. Automatic picking up the AK now. Rez trying to see if he could find his way in. He goes down immediately. And now Get Right and Drake in 3 seconds. The round is over. Cloud9, what a way to come back into it. What a great crossfire.
Oh, and it's even worse for Drek, and he doesn't even survive the round. No bonus money, but Stewie couldn't have worked out better. He didn't even need his teammate. Just like, actually, bro, hold on. Let me get this done real quick, and then you can step in. 3-0-1 for Stewie. A massive round for him, and one of the few eco round wins that we've seen here so far over the past couple of weeks. Fantastic work for Cloud9, and that's really going to destabilize NiP, put a lot of pressure here on the Swedes. After a bit of a rough and tumble second half there on train for NiP, they don't exactly have the confidence. So picking up that pistol, you know that would have been that endorphin rush, that adrenaline rush. Like, yes, okay, cool, we can do this, guys. Stewie's just like, I don't think so.
That pincer movement from NiP leading 2 people up the highway and then a couple of more coming in from main is a really powerful one if Cloud9 are holding far back on the bomb side, because then they have too many angles to cover, and that's what NiP were probably thinking. But when that doesn't come through, well, just bad luck all around. AK in the hands of Get Right here, and he will do some damage to nothing at least. He's still got a minute to find a kill. I mean, yeah, let him sneak around and look for an opening. That's certainly a good idea.
Nothing with some misdirection, but he will be able to get out intact. 4 nades left here for Cloud9. 2 flashes, 2 incendiaries. This is going to be a B hit, but there are currently 3 players stacked up for Cloud9 right now. Stewie has read the situation perfectly. Nothing. Darts into the smoke, trying to stay alive. Unfortunately, he runs right into the waiting arms of Exist. Skadoodle's still alive at headshot, however, and this is all going to be on Get Right with this AK. He has to get something out of it, and sure enough, he will deliver another kill as well. 2 kills for NiP, and they've got access to the site.
Automatic and Stewie, how do you come back from a round like this? They are low on health, and that's one way to do it. Automatic hitting headshot, the 3rd kill as well, and Stewie picking up res. They turn it around, 2 versus 4, and then snap of the fingers, and they win it.
You got to take a deep breath. That's a bit of a clench moment right there. Unbelievable. That's how you do it, Anders. You're like, how do they come back? By showing no respect, by knowing that you're the best on the server.
The fact that he hits the headshot on that last spray is just so good, isn't it? 2-1. And moving into the 4th round, NiP now with no money, and you have to imagine their hopes are very low. They wanted to be 3-0 at this point in the game. They wanted to have the money, and instead, even that round when they had every chance to win it, it wasn't enough.
Shattering. Now, there's a little bit of pressure on Cloud9 here. This is a chance for them to really set that economy in stone for themselves. Hard eco from NiP means that Cloud9 now have everything to get a perfect anti-eco. If they can keep 4 players alive here in this round, not make it too sloppy, they're going to be sitting pretty for the 5th round coming up. And Ska at the start finds the headshot, and they're getting kills with UMPs as well. Perfect.
No issue at all here. Bit of a cleanup towards the end, only losing Stewie, that's just fine.
Saving his AK as well. Doesn't get much better than that.
3-0, favoring Cloud9. This is their map pick. And with this kind of a beginning, you have to worry for NiP about what the end looks like. They do have AKs, that's good. They're lacking a lot of Molotovs. There's so many spots on this map. Think about the sandbox backs in the middle. Think about the NBK position over at A. If you want to execute on B, there's so many positions. You need to Molotov out. Otherwise, Cloud9 have so much real estate to work with when it comes to defense. So that really worries me for NiP.
Ooh, they're going to boost into vents to back up automatic. This is a sexy trap being set here by Cloud9 in mid. If they eventually decide to go for it. Shot in, and now nothing is in mid. They've got the 3-man setup here, Cloud9, because Skadoodle is holding on short as well. No AWP in Skadoodle's hands, but we've seen that he's become quite lethal with those M4s. And so here it is. NiP are just going to play off of Forest. They need him to find a kill, to destabilize the defense. A lot of pressure here on the Swede.
Do you really want to fight Forest on that boost box? It seems like not, because they put in a Molotov instead. Automatic going to throw that grenade right into Exist chest. That's just a bit brutal, really. 50 seconds still on the clock. NiP, you need to turn this first half around really quickly. You need the momentum, you need the willpower, and need an opening kill as well. Exist dancing around the issue here. Forrest is still up on the boost. There's the first fight. Automatic trying to readjust. He actually knew that was coming. You could see his aim with the X-ray there. Very interesting. Exist still goes down, and it's still a 4-on-4 with a health advantage for Cloud9.
Yeah, but a quick rotation back onto the A site. They at least have 1 man holding solid. Skadoodle needs to win this duel, and he will fail. Get Right with a beautiful spray. Now it's on Stewie. NBK corner, do they line up for him, or do they go one at a time? They line up, but he's not going to get both kills. Instead, it's nothing taking a bullet to the face. Get Right with a huge round here. Tap, tap, tapping away, but it's not going to be good enough. And Shroud, he's in a 1v2, but both Forrest and Rez have hardly any HP to speak of. A single bullet will do it.
Oh, he's not checking the box. Forrest is there. Shroud has got no idea. It's just a matter of timing now. He's past him. Forrest going to be walking out to get the kill. That was about to be a very big giveaway for Get Right. That could have gone horribly wrong, even in a 1v3. Great job, though. And just to point out the sort of karma of the situation, the fact that Stewie ends up in that corner and they don't have any grenades to check it with. That could have lost them the round right there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's where you call it, right? The NBK corner, you want that Molotov. You want that Molotov for quad boxes as well.
Yeah.
Just clear out that half of the A site. So you just need to focus on the container itself. Forklift, etc. And so NiP, they breathe a sigh of relief. It doesn't spin completely out of control. Instead, they force Cloud9 to completely use their banks. Stewie going for the aggression. Decides, you know what, I'm going to go and find the pick. Try. No flashes, no nothing to set it up. And he wins the duel.
I swear he was even drawing his weapon as he went for that peek. That seems so ridiculous. Like, I'd actually like to see that kill from his point of view just for that reason. Draken certainly had the angle and he was well ready for it, and Stewie just didn't care that much. It is looking like a crunch onto the A-bomb site. I'll see if they can manage to get their way in. Rez opening up, taking down nothing is certainly a big start. And anticipating a peek for Automatic, hoping that maybe you get that kill as well. But in a 4-on-4 line, this NiP have got a very, very good chance of getting this A bomb site.
Yeah, now they have the Molotovs as well for this execute. Sure enough, you see them going down all over the place. Rez just runs right through one. No fear from him. But an even situation, 4v4, and Automatic is going to give his team the man advantage in this holds. Gets a second one as well. Leaves Get Right to do the work, and he's going to find the headshot on Stewie. Shroud and Ska, the last two alive now for Cloud9, and the bomb has not been planted yet. Just now going for the default plant here on Forest.
That means Get Right can't just run back into main. He should try and stick around, because if you go into main, he actually looks like he wants to. That's very dangerous with the bomb being down on that side. Or is he just going to go into the corner instead? Shroud is coming in from main on one side. That smoke is keeping Get Right alive for another couple of seconds, but when it evaporates, Shroud is going to be in the position. Oh, he jumps, he makes the noise. Get Right knows. Can he actually pick up the frag? He's got the AK versus the FAMAS, and Shroud run and gun, taking him down all on Forest. He's going to get the one headshot, turning around, and Skadoodle is there for the clutch in the end. And it will be a defuse here. He doesn't have a kit, actually, but...
Yeah, this isn't happening, Anders.
I think he just might have the time for it.
Are you kidding me?
Oh.
Are you kidding me? What? That's unbelievable. Talk about a lucky break.
Last couple of seconds there. Very scary indeed. Yeah, look at this. He draws the weapons as he peaks. You're supposed to lose that 100% of the time. I thought I saw that. That's so stupid. 7th round is coming up. We've got UMPs, 1 AK, 1 Tech9 on their NiP. I mean, they are getting really close, but Cloud9 just won't break.
No, they refuse to bend. Nice 8 sheet. Well, not quite. They still managed to damage the majority of the damage there. To dodge, rather. NiP, though, this is going to be a quick change of pace. Straight out onto A. Stewie is ready for him, though. Nearly sprays down 2. Force just barely survives, but there is still a presence here. 2 players, soon to be 3 for Cloud9 on the A site, and it's just a carnage, an all-out battle.
Draken, with the AK in hand, still hasn't made an impact in this round. The bomb is not planted yet, and oh, what a shot from Skadoodle, taking down Get Right, looking for more, but Draken standing his ground, just not even wavering. It's still a 2-on-2. The bomb has just been planted. There's plenty of time here, and the grenades for Cloud9, they might just do it. If that one had gone a bit further, could have completely killed Draken and Exist. Now they actually have to go and fight them. This could get a bit weird.
Yeah, 2 smokes left on Cloud9, but they need to actually hit some shots here. Taking a lot of damage. Doing a very good job of playing the clock, playing the bomb. Oh, nice flick from nothing, though. Instant headshot on Draken, but it's still a 1v2. And Exist, he's got the drop on him. Shroud now has to hunt this guy down, and he's only got a Tech9. This is perfect for Exist. He's going to be quicker on his feet, and he can get that one-shot headshot if he wants it.
Yeah, there's no chance. Shroud has to back off, and Exist won't even allow him. That's a big win for NiP. Been close a couple of times, and in fact it's been so close that Cloud9 losing that round, they're instantly back to ecoing. So now NiP actually have a chance to really get a lot of rounds on the board. This is an incredibly intense game. Just a reminder, we're playing for a spot in the semi-finals here. This is not nothing, ladies and gentlemen. This is everything on the line for both these teams. They've been struggling for a long time, and maybe especially NiP have been out of the loop for, yeah, longer than you can even count. If they can make it back even to a 3rd map, that would truly be something.
Just glad to see that it's still so dead even between these teams. DreamHack Vegas was so tight between both of them. It continues to be just a joy of a match to watch. And while Cloud9, Anders, they've bought. They've spent everything here. They had no bank left. They have invested everything in this round apart from Ska. He's the only one holding on to just a little bit of money here, trying to still play for that op. But this is such a calm approach from NiP. Draken just standing boldly out in the middle of A main, looking for somebody to take a peek.
It's a kind of a nice jump from Automatic. Because if you just jump regularly or right behind that box and someone's there with the AWP, you're done. Stewie, can you find the kill on anyone in that squeak door? It looked like Rez was about to give him the chance. Molotovs are in. Not exactly a great time for Skadoodle, but doesn't actually take that much damage.
Yeah, I'm surprised. And that's going to prompt the smoke. Stewie, he's thinking about it. Draken is ready for this now. There is no way, Stewie, not a second time. Sure enough, not gonna happen. He still finds the shot. Unbelievable. How does he do it? And now, well, it is gonna be the explosion onto the B site. Sure enough here for NiP. Forrest with the opening kill. The entry, nothing looking to trade, but it's not gonna be happening for him. Forrest with the double kill, and that pretty much snuffs the round here for Cloud9.
It's a really good change of pace for NiP. Swift decision to get onto this bomb site. Not too much waiting around. Bit of a failed grenade, but they should be able to get them and get the bomb down. No problem. Get Right going for that plant. Not my favorite thing in the world, but still should be very hard for Cloud9 to get any kind of a retake going.
Yeah, to be fair, I think Automatic and Stewie should just back off and save. You can leave Ska closer with the CZ75, but I like this decision here from Cloud9. They realized that this was a bit of a gambit on their part, that they were looking to take a risk and hope to win a force buy. When it's not going to pan out and you have another round of eco staring you in the face, salvage what you can. And I don't think NiP should go out hunting either. It's not like they have mountains of cash either in the bank.
Absolutely not. We'll tie up the scoreline at 4-4. Forest still leading the charge here. Stewie on the other team, and Automatic close behind. These are the ingredients you need for just an explosive game. As it was on Train, I mean, it's true, Cloud9 did win 11-12 if you count the last round of the first half on Train, so it's technically 12 consecutive rounds to win the game. But it wasn't like NiP didn't try, you know, they certainly had some great rounds where they were really close. So could be a similar sort of thing. Technical timeout here, so just gotta wait a little bit to sort out whatever issues are popping up, and then we should get back into it. But yeah, at 4-4, it could go pretty much any way. Either way you want.
A bit of a chat going on here on Cloud9 side. Wonder what the technical timeout is due to here. It's been pretty smooth sailing so far. 4 best of 3s in one day today. We have another 2 best of 3s coming up after this one.
Yes, indeed. I mean, the overtime in the first game, even if it was 2 maps, it was still interesting. Already, who would have thought? Na'Vi in the semi-finals?
I definitely did not think that. I thought G2 would have it.
Yeah, Na'Vi have been looking like a strange team, but then some of their players, I mean, the return of Guardian is one of the talking points, right?
Mm-hmm. And Seized. And Seized has stepped up individually as well, it seems. But I still thought that G2 had enough to get out ahead, right? Between Shoxy and Kenny. Shoxy not too happy with his inability to frag right now as the endgame leader, but I mean, it's still, you have, you know, these heavy hitters in the form of Kenny, really, just Kenny.
The 9th round is coming up. Technical issues have been sorted out, thanks to the admins for clearing all of that up, or league ops, as I believe they call it here. Quick out into the middle, no fear at all for Get Right. Molotov in the sandbags, making sure that everything is worked out just fine. This is great. What a play, because now they control pretty much all of mid. Shroud, though, is here with the CZ75, but not going to win the fight. That would have been big.
How was that not a headshot? It looked like it was a headshot. Get Right. He's got to be counting his lucky stars. Nothing, a little bit frustrated. Looks like he will be able to recover that CZ. And so now we'll Get Right fall for this. Sure enough, he will get the drop on him. 2 kills with the UMP. A lot of nade damage. And that was a team nade as well. And now Automatic looking to take advantage of it. He's got to spray down Draken, and Get Right finally falls to Stewie. The UMP is coming into play in a big way here for Cloud9.
Making their way up highway. Forrest is actually right there to spot them, and ready and waiting, and it's going to be a headshot, no issue at all. Automatic with the refrag, still a 2-on-2. This is way too much of a close round for NiP. This should have been no problem at all. They had the mid control, they had the vents as well. They could have just funneled up and went up highway everybody.
And Rez is checking the back line as well. I like this. Very good awareness here from the young Swede, the new addition to NiP. Cannot get caught off guard by Automatic, and he will not. Automatic tagged down at 36. He does have the AK though. He tries to set up for the headshot angle, but it's not going to be good enough, and Rez shows no fear. Just charges him down. I like that. That's a good confidence-building frag there for Rez. If he can start pulling off more of those, NiP need him to have that impact.
5-4, 1 round lead for NiP. That did cost them quite heavily in their economy here. Draken has picked up a Mac 10 in spite of the fact that they're playing against, well, I was about to say armor, but there's actually no head armor and there's no armor at all on Skadoodle. This could get very interesting if he hits a headshot. Suddenly Cloud9 are going to regret that particular choice. Trying to make his way in through the vents, and would have wasted Molotov.
Yeah, I'm appreciating the change of pace coming through here from NiP. Very quick mid pressure. That did allow for some map control. They are going to rotate off the B halls though. Bomb is still dropped in garage, and it looks like it's going to be that rotate towards the A site. Question is though, how are they going to handle the fact that there are 3 Cloud9 players ready and waiting for him here?
Well, Cloud9 peeking into A main right now, and it looks like they're going to leave Skadoodle there with the AWP on a bit of an off angle.
That's wild. You're putting your op in this position?
Yeah, I mean, it'll definitely work for 1 kill. I don't think NiP are going to be easily checking this, but how is he going to get more? That's the big question. There is a double boost going on. We'll see what Rez can figure out. This can actually be a very good move from Skadoodle right now.
Yeah, they've done a very good job of slowing down the pace here in NiP. Look at how spread out Cloud9 are. Still looking for information. Stewie spots them out on short, so that's a good thing to go off of.
Skadoodle smoking them off. NiP are in a weird position. Now, it looks like they want to rotate a little bit back towards the squeak door. I think they're indecisive right now.
Oh, they're rotating back to B is what's going to happen. The single nade to go out. And now, it looks like with Exist hanging around vents, they have a man pushed all the way up in connector. That's Draken. Exactly. Thank you, observers. So, I mean, this is a quick shift, but it's 20 seconds left on the clock. They have no room for error now in NiP. They have to execute and hit the shots, and Shroud is alive with the FAMAS on the site still.
Nothing setting up a flashbang for Shroud. That's actually a really good idea for Jordan outside, but nothing goes down. Shroud are coming in from every angle, and Draken covering the high ground as well. So there's just 5 seconds. The bomb will go down, and NiP, surely they won't try and retake this Cloud9. Stewie, I'm not even sure why he's posturing right here. It isn't worth it. Go back.
Keep Skadoodle alive. Make sure that Skadoodle does not get flanked.
Cloud9 have no money at all, so NiP have done a fine job, and well...
Really not a fan of Ska being in the middle like that.
No, I would, I don't know. 2 versus 4, the bomb is down, you've got no money at all, you risk those 2 rifles. That's very tricky indeed. 13 health story on Stewie, so see if they can find him at all. There is a Molotov on Rez, but can't be there in time, obviously. So, another round, 6-4 favoring the Swedish side. Playing on the T side as well. It doesn't necessarily say that much, though. This is the sort of map where you can get a lot of T rounds and still end up losing.
It's if your aim is in, right? If your aim is in, you have those AKs, you can just start popping headshots left and right. I really appreciate that mid-round call, though, that adjustment made from NiP. Deciding to back off of A, that it was too hot, that they didn't have enough map control going over towards that side of the map, and just rotating back over towards B. Very quick thinking. That's what we need to see more of, right? Not just going in like automatons, being like, okay, we're going to A, and no matter what you run into, we're still going to A.
I was talking to Freiberg, as we do have this tactical time, I was talking to Freiberg backstage yesterday, and he said him and Forrest had a sort of philosophy that says you trust in your flashbangs, don't just throw them for nothing. In this particular situation on the B bomb side, nothing actually threw a flashbang into the bomb side from all the way from middle. He just threw it in upper. And Shroud was there with the FAMAS, but you could tell that Shroud wasn't committing to that fight. You know, he's still sort of, you know, playing the peak game around the box. And maybe that should have been the play instead. Say, you know, nothing counts the free throws, and then Shroud just goes and fights, because that might have been one of the only options there. So
you have to commit when it comes down to it. Oh, the Molotov not quite going to work out for Stewie. He remains. Does he? The thing is, like with Stewie, you know, you're always wondering, like, does he push now? Now that he's seen 2 Molotovs, he knows that 2 players are here in B halls. Does he push or not?
Oh, he's calling in Shroud. This is very good play.
The old bait and switch.
Yeah, if they can, especially because no one's Molotov that corner, so Stewie probably feels a bit safe. Shroud not going to take a peek just quite yet. NiP have got the bomb dropped back. They don't want to give any openings here to Cloud9.
Cloud9 are playing this eco as if it was like a standard round, 2-1-2 setup. We'd kind of like to see a little bit more of a cheat going on from them. Maybe stack a site here with 4, or try and push aggressive mid. You know, try and do something to change it up. Because now NiP are just working their way towards A main. They're about to get mid control as well, it looks like.
I think right spotted out Stewie a bit aggressive, so now NiP are starting to wonder, where do we go with 35 seconds? It could get very scary if you don't make it onto a bomb site in time here. We've already seen that on map 1, down under the 30-second mark. They still haven't found a target. They're just holding on to it right now, Cloud9. This could be a bit of a disaster for the NiP team. They've done such a great job getting the lead. Don't give it up to Pistols and 1M4, but nothing is holding close with the P250. One flashbang, a follow-up as well, and nothing will pick up the kill. Rez gets the refrag on Stewie, at least an automatic nearly picks it up. Nothing still has the double, and the AK picked up, but he's going to get taken down by Draken. And that's the end of the round. Draken coming up with 2 big kills. He's not had a good game, and also Rez stepping it up in that round. So 7-4. And NiP hold on in spite of what could have been a disastrous round.
That's where you need that those feel-good kills in the anti-ecos, right? Get some confidence so that you'll hit those headshots when you get into the buy round following this. And now we have the change, Anders. Look at this double op on CT side for Cloud9. Young Stu He's got an AWP in his hands once again. Very quick boost, though, from Drekken, looking towards mid. That peek, but is it going to work? Stewie! This is amazing. He sees the nade go through as well. Has to think that a boost is going to be coming. Question is, does he get caught by Exist? This is where it gets awkward, but no. Finds the shot on Drekken, who walks right into it.
What did he even shoot? It looked like he shot his foot. That's not supposed to get a kill. I actually need to see the replay of that. That was too quick.
He just, you know, this was actually, turns out we're playing Wanted.
Yeah.
He bent the bullet around the corner.
What an absolutely tragic movie. Nothing in Automatic are holding far back on the A-bomb site. Far enough back that they should not easily get Molotov. Oh, Stewie with a flick on Forrest down the middle. He's come alive and is ready to play. Now it's 5 versus 3. NiP trying to make that out. Get Right gets a kill on nothing. But you have to think it might not be enough here. Flick coming out from Stewie, not quite getting it with the pistol either. And Res gets the kill. Instead, it's a 2-on-3. Skadoodle, can he get the bomb? No one is covering. And that's what I always complain about. What is everyone else on the team doing at that particular point in time? Res, if the flames spread, he's done. He doesn't want to complete the actual plant with the Get Right in middle. They can't even help each other out.
Oh, they're never going to expect Get Right, though. Look at this. Moving up short. Get Right, he's going to catch Shroud in the back if he keeps opening this angle up. And now he's got Shroud firmly boxed into that little triangle. Skadoodle, no idea. And this is a perfect play coming in from Get Right, pre-firing on Shroud. They know, and they're hunting, and Rez will find a shot. There we go, that's right. Time to get hype. Finding a way in what looked like an impossible situation there for NiP. They were all so low, but what's more frustrating is Stewie gets both opening kills, and then all of a sudden the remaining players for NiP, they're invincible. You just can't kill them.
That's a really strange round, and I don't even know how they lose that one. When the bomb isn't planted, Cloud9 could have definitely done a better job at the end. Now we'll get back to pistols here, and NiP up to 8 rounds. It's looking so good for the Swedish side. It's looking good even now. You're starting to think maybe for a third map, it could be happening. If you are just joining us, it was Cloud9 that picked it up on Train. First map that NiP picked. It is delightful to see NiP come alive with such form here in the first half. They've won the last 6 rounds.
Yeah, they have come alive, Anders, you're right. They have really woken up. And close rounds as well. The clutch rounds that they weren't able to pick up on T-side Train, we're seeing now here. Just developing for NiP, and they're in a fantastic position to end this. Worst case scenario, 9-6. I mean, worst case scenario would be 8-4, obviously. But they should really be able to lock this down. There's only a single player, and that's Skadoodle on the A site.
Yeah, not standing much of a chance. One thing is the weapon. Another thing is the fact that they have all the grenades on NiP's side. So many of these positions, the high ground, CT spawn, you're not just going to get a free shot at anybody here. And NiP using them as well. Jordan getting onto the bomb side and Automatic looking for a 1D on somebody. Good flashbang in, and nothing will get a headshot on Exist. Now NiP sort of wondering, maybe slowing down a bit too much. They will get the kill on nothing, and Automatic not going to be able to get any kind of random shot coming in. Draken will pick up 1. And now it's 2 versus 4. With 17 seconds, the bomb will be going down.
Ample time. Automatic tries to be the hero, charging through the smoke. And Get Right finds the last kill on Shroud. Well done. Well done by NiP. Despite the fact that they did walk into the stack, Cloud9 kind of hesitated, and that put them out of position. I always love to see that flash, though, from nothing. That's like the RPK flash as well. RPK loved to throw that one. So effective.
Yes. Almost impossible to dodge. Let's see what happens in the 14th round here. Double AWP from Cloud9. Absolutely a change of pace. And what will the result be? Certainly they're going to try and see if they can get the last couple of rounds here. 9-6 is still pretty competitive for Cloud9, I think. I mean, it's not great, but I wouldn't be too worried about it. A bit of a fake going on here with the smoke is being up, and Skadoodle holding on the other side of the smoke, trying to edge his way in, and somehow Draken a bit too early on the shot. Skadoodle taking down Get Right as well. And Cloud9 now with a chance to win it. Stewie picking up Forrest, and it's finally going to be a refrag for Exist. The Stewie is jumping out in the middle of the map, but 2 versus 4. You have to think that that's all Scar needed to do.
Absolutely. He did more than enough. He could have picked up the first kill and backed off, and that would have been sufficient. Instead, going for the hero play and making it work. If they end this at 9-6, Cloud9, they win the pistol round, and they're right back into the thick of things here with NiP. A little bit of pressure here on the Swedes in a 2v4. This would be a monstrous clutch for them to pull off. And it will be the boost into mid. Exist and Rez working together as a duo.
Very careful work coming out right now for the Swedish team. If they can do some damage here, I mean, Cloud9 are actually going to suffer in the next round. They've got no money in the bank at all. So if you take away an M4 or something, that's a player next round that's going to have no grenades, basically. So every kill really matters. NiP have plenty of money. They don't give a damn about losing these rifles. Has no impact on them at all for the 15th. So opening up, Squeak going for a bit of a spray. And Rez, can he get close enough to make this really count? Shroud gets one. Rez trying to transfer it on, but 2 kills is better than nothing in a round like this. That makes it 9-5. And we're going to go to the 15th round here. Let's see the economy for Cloud9, even winning the round. It's not looking great, but maybe they can pick up the 6th after all. It's a great job from Skadoodle.
I love some of these camera shots that we get with the fans sometimes, because that guy was wearing the lifted hat that Flusha had. You remember that one?
Yeah.
With the Fnatic jersey. Oh, good stuff, man. Good stuff. Well played. But enough of that. Let's get into it, because this is the 15th round, last round of the first half. Fully bought up on both sides. No double AWP, however, for Cloud9. A little bit frustrating there. Stewie has been hitting shots. He's had quite a presence in mid. But instead, he's like, oh, I'm not in mid, so I'm just going to go ahead and charge in and just go in, no problem. No nades, he does it again.
I was about to say, the crazy thing about that setup is the fact that Skadoodle was holding the angle behind him. So if you peek that on the stairwell from the C side, you're going to get shot with the AWP, and even if that misses, Stewie's right in front of you, so...
You think that he's getting support, but no. Oh, and Ska. How do you play this, Ska? He decides to play it safe. Okay, and he walks right into Rez. But Stewie is right over the squeak door. Not a common position at all.
No, once the smoke fades, he can get spotted, though, so he has to make his way out. Very low on health. He only has flashbangs to buy time. Now they made their way in, and Rest is going to check it immediately. That's a great second kill for him. He will get shut down, but Draken was there to refrag it, so that's quite a good position. Shroud and nothing. 2 versus 3 to try and save this one for the American side. They're moving towards the A-bomb side, and Draken might be calling it in, saying, listen, I've got the backline covered. This is all good. You just come here and put the bomb down. That might not be entirely true.
They'll have mid opened up by Exist as well. It doesn't really matter. Get Right is there now, joining the party. Shroud not able to connect with the headshots there. That's exactly what he needs. He's tapping away, and so long as Get Right stays pinned down, it's not going to happen for him, but the flash allows him to dash onto the site. And there is the flank from Exist to end it. 10-5 at the end of the first half. T-side here for NiP. Second map of this best of 3. NiP battling to stay alive here in this quarterfinal.
I mean, I don't want to be that sort of person, but we've already seen NiP win a 10-5 half once, and it didn't really work out in the last map, so hopefully it won't be something similar here. What a great first half. We'll see how the second half plays out once we get to it right after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. It's Cloud9 and NiP. Second map, second quarterfinals. The score currently is 10-5 in favor of NiP. They got those 10 rounds on the terrorist side. Now they're going to blame the CT side. This is very exciting. We could go to a third map, or it could be another magnificent comeback for Cloud9. We're about to find out. Tell your friends, get everyone watching. It's only the second quarterfinal. So much to come still. It's amazing, and this stage is just looking fantastic. You just saw on the shot here. Cloud9 picking up 2 smokes and a Molotov in the pistol on the T side. A sign that they've got a bit of a contact execute coming up here, I think, against NiP.
Yeah, waiting like this. I like this from Automatic, making sure that NiP, if they were to go aggressive and get that flash into A main, he's not going to have to worry about it. They seem to be ready to pull the trigger here. Cloud9, it's going to happen very early on. Smoke goes down to block off short and truck. And now from the door, these guys are going to have to just run in and not stop no matter what.
Great flashbangs. Actually, NiP just falling back. They don't even want to try and fight this. They're going to go for the retake instead. Forest is still holding B as the bomb is being planted. That's a very late rotation. Could be a real problem. Get right has got the smoke and the kit. He's over by a truck now. If he goes down, make a mental note of where he drops on the map, because that can be very important with that defuse kit. Cloud9 have got everything they need, and even more than that, they've got nothing on the flank in middle, which could be absolutely huge. Now they're trying for it. A little bit of damage coming in there, but Rez takes down Stewie. Automatic tapping away and getting 2 big headshots, looking for more. Oh my god! Automatic with 4 frags! Just like that, they lined it up, and Cloud9 right back in the game at 6-10. What a hero Automatic is.
That was art, Anders. That was a thing of beauty. Let's see it again, please. Or we can see somebody's hands. I think that's nothing. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Wait for it. Boom, boom. Just so, it's like it's a Hollywood movie or something. Okay then, Automatic. And history repeats itself. Cloud9, strong start here in the second half. And it's NiP on the back foot once again. They have the pistols and the Kevlar. They've lost the pistol.
With Automatic showing up like that, first round of the second half, Stewie's right behind him with 15 kills. Things could once again spiral out of control for NiP. We'll see how their CT side is on this particular map. They have still got plenty of timeouts left if they need them, so if they want to tag in threat and try and get a new perspective, they've got that option, and I hope they use it. Rez is hiding in the corner, but one good Molotov is all it takes.
Again, not going to get Molotov behind the box. And Rez, he was hoping. He's the one with the firepower on the team right now with that UMP. It's not going to be the case. They just checkered. Check it. Check. 1, 2. And they're moving into mid now, Cloud9. This is it. Nothing eats a massive amount of damage from that grenade.
Draken. She's got the deal. There's a good one tap to take down Stewie. NiP ever so slightly back in the action here. We'll see if they can continue. Get right with the C said to pick up a kill on nothing. Now Cloud9 need to really make up their minds. Go get that bomb plant in. Nice smoke from Automatic. We see that way too rarely, but no one's covering him, so at least the smoke will be. Skadoodle hiding in the corner with the MP7. Get right landing a kill on Automatic. It's spiraling out of control. Cloud9, it was all going so well. Now they're in trouble. Skadoodle looking to do his best here. Tapping away. Still got 11 bullets. A triple kill for him. And now Rest is coming for him. Can he actually find the shot? Skadoodle will pick it up at the end for the quad kill. Saving Cloud9 in what was an almost disastrous round.
And a disastrous switch. Don't worry, guys. I mean, if you're a NiP fan, sorry. It didn't happen. Cloud9, they won it. They clutched it. Ska once again coming through for his team, the hero here. And we'll get it in the replay, it looks like. Unbelievable that he manages to stay alive. And the last kill as well when he's getting shot in the face. As it goes off, no, we don't get the last kill. Man, I'm amazed that Ska just keeps on managing to pull off these 1vx situations for Cloud9. And that is so disgusting for NiP as well. It happened on train several times, rounds where they really had it in their hands and they let it slip away. And once again here on Cash, that would have been a fantastic turnaround.
You wish more than anything right now that someone would Molotov the sandbags in middle, just because it'd be absolutely hilarious if that happened, because there are 2 NiP members exactly on the same spot and they don't have any smokes or anything, so they can't get out. Doesn't seem like we'll get that kind of a barbecue going, but instead, nothing. Checking out all of the B-bomb side and realizing there's no one here.
Fancy that.
Calling the bomb, get the reinforcements. NiP are starting to rotate in. surely they can't make their way through here. They've got one flashbang. And then Cloud9 are kind of slow.
Yeah, they really are quite slow. It actually made me think that Cloud9 were going to be so next level that they would go A. Because NiP obviously rotate over when they hear the nades coming into the B site.
Assist. Pop goes the flashbang. It only flashes one person, and Automatic didn't even care about that. He's obviously immune to that sort of nonsense. Picks up another quad kill because why not? Now Forest just trying to tap away. He's going to get one kill on Skadoodle. But the exit has been covered by Shroud. That will be another round for Cloud9. 8-10. Automatic on 20 kills.
Yeah, clean work. And yeah, Automatic is just starting to take off here. Flash too deep, unfortunately. Great spray control. And a very straightforward round, really. Anti-eco, hard eco for NiP. There was just the faintest of chances there that they could do something with it, but it wasn't meant to be. Yeah, now, though, Draken has got his op.
They had the flash set up for the middle, right? And not so much for the B-bomb side. So they just improvised it. And fair play. Very dangerous. But nothing really happens out of that particular engagement. And again, we saw this from Cloud9. The aggressive push into main. NiP want to do something similar. It's
necessary. You have to make these information plays on cash.
Oh, you can't get out.
Well, that's awkward. Okay,
Please.
What do you got?
Please don't do this. Stop it right now.
What?
I've never seen anything worse in my life. I want the last 10 seconds of my life back, or erased or something.
No idea.
Give me that gadget from Men in Black and just get me out of here. Imagine if they peek you when that's happening and you just get destroyed. Like, I mean.
Well, that's that meme where the guy's palm is going through the back of his head.
Yeah.
You face palm so hard. Yeah.
Oh God. 19th round here. Right. So a bit of shuffling, a bit of dancing going on the NiP side. Just Rez and Drake and Exist getting a bit too comfortable with each other over on that side of the map. Now they've separated. They've decided if we stay far away from each other, that might be better. Get Right is holding alone here. Forest is up on the high ground, but they only have one flashbang. Forest goes down. Get Right out in the open. Where do you stand in that position? I mean, there's not a lot you can do. He goes down, and the rest are just going to save, which they should.
Yep.
9 rounds for Cloud9, just like that.
They're so close to tying it up. But NiP, at least it wasn't so brutal as to they lost 3 players or anything, because now they can still drop UMPs for their teammates if they want and get a semi-reasonable buy going in the next round. Whereas had they lost more than that, Cloud9 would have really been set up to tie things up and plow through. But we're getting the repeat of train here, Anders. Second half, Cloud9 just dominating so far. The next round is, I think, the big one where NiP just need to win. If they want to have a chance here, they just need to win in the next round.
Draken doing a great job making this round expensive for Cloud9, at least. That's what you want to see. Rez chiming in. It's the newcomers doing all the work here. That's quite a big giveaway for Cloud9. Losing that many rifles. Their money's not really that great. Now they have to rebuy 3 of them.
Yeah, they just spent a lot there, actually. It's like, okay, losing 2, but if you're going so far as to lose 3, that's a bit painful. Still, let's see how things roll. We have the AWP on both. Nothing was able to save Skadoodles off, at least, so it wasn't a total disaster for Cloud9 there on the hunt. But they're 1 round away from tying it up, and NiP, they actually get a fairly decent buy, although their nades, man, there's just no nades to work with. No smokes, and it's 1:39 left in this round. They have no smokes left. Basically, these flashes have become worth, their weight in gold.
Holding on to the last 2 Molotovs could be pretty big if they can manage it. Cloud9 setting up for a default spread. They're just making sure that there's not going to be any sneaking around here for NiP. Stewie wanting to Molotov out the sandbags, but he's not going to catch anyone there either. Still absolutely worth doing if you're going for a mid-take. You don't want to have to check that corner. He turns around for a flash, but that's going to get him killed. Rez did go down, though, so still a pretty even situation right now. The bomb being picked up by Skadoodle. Nothing sneaking his way in over by the other side of the map, and Forest will win that fight against him. Draken gets the kill on Automatic. Now it's a 2-on-3. Skadoodle making it a 2-on-2. Still 50 seconds here.
Exactly. They just need to breathe right now, Cloud9. Just take a breath. You have all the time in the world. You've evened it up. Good on you, Scott, for hitting that shot.
If Forest doesn't win the fight against Nothing, as he's sneaking in through Toxic there, that's it. The B bomb side falls immediately. There's nothing they can do. All of Cloud9 were ready to go.
Yep. That was the big frag, no doubt about it. I mean, Observer even thought so. He tried to switch over, but then obviously the action happened mid.
Action everywhere. Now look at Draken. He's sneaking in behind them. They're flashing their way in main. He's going to be there in just a couple of seconds. Is he going to be fast enough? He's got the AWP. They round the corner. He sees the back of Skadoodle. The timing is almost unreal. Skadoodle coming back in, and he's down immediately. Now 10 seconds. The bomb will go down for Shroud, yes. Is he going to be a wallbang? He can try it. You can shoot through that box if you're Draken, but he doesn't do it this time. And now Shroud, he's had some big clutches already. Maybe there could be another one in this series. 10-9, and he's in a 1 versus 2. They've got plenty of time with the kit and everything. Spotting him out is Forest, and they will save the round in NiP, making it 11-10. And now they're just 5 rounds away from map number 3. And the economy for Cloud9, I mean, they can probably buy in this round, but that's a big hit.
That's a big hit to the confidence as well. One of the clutches finally going NiP's way. That's a big deal here. The fact that NiP are actually able to pull that off.
What a play from Draken. Imagine how hard that is to do in a 2 versus 2. I'm just going to sneak middle with the AWP. And as a sidearm, I have the USP. So if I run into that, I'm just dead, you know? That was, yeah, quite a cerebral play.
Shroud is going to go ahead and drop that AWP. Okay, so all things considered, not too shabby here for Cloud9. Tech 9, so they have the nades. I like that. Instead of going for the UMPs or even forcing with the Galil. They actually have some utility to work with here. NiP, they looked for a second like they wanted to be aggressive towards A main. It seems like they've thought better of it. 3 players stacked on A, but the rotation is already coming through to actually bolster the defense in mid right now for the Ninjas. Pretty surprised at the confidence here. I'm wondering, I think that Cloud9 right now, they think that, or that NiP think that they're up against an eco around here.
Maybe they do. Draken again taking it upon himself to go for that kind of a push, and sneaking in a kill is really big. He was having a hard time earlier, and even on train some of the time he wasn't really landing all the kills. This time he's making the plays himself, and there's a second kill on Stewie. Falling back to the other side and getting back behind the forklift. All he has to do is live. Just get out and stay alive. You're in a 5 versus 3. NiP looking good to win this round. Exist helping out. Skadoodle gonna get 1 kill, but I'm not sure that's enough right now. All of NiP is starting to rotate in, and Draken is low on health, still creeping forward. He's gonna go down to automatic, and well, just like that, it's a 2-on-2. Skadoodle getting the kill on top of the container, and he's looking for misses 1 chance there on Forest. What a round this is. NiP, they had it locked in, but Cloud9 are still fighting to try and see if they can do this. The bomb getting tapped on once. Spray comes in. Forest picks it up with the AWP. Close range and get right. Whenever you don't know where he is, he's right behind you. That's the rule. 12-9. And NiP picking up another round.
I'm impressed with Forrest's ability to just stay alive in that sort of situation. He knew all he had to do was stay alive around the container and let Get Right have the time to work his way into position for the flank. But at the same time, you know, it comes down to the 2 veterans, because NiP were making some mistakes. They were hunting pretty aggressively. Instead of just letting the bomb get planted and allowing for everybody to get into position to go for the retake, they kept taking duels. You got to be able to rein the boys in. You got to be able to calm down in those sorts of tight spots.
I mean, what was kind of interesting is that they used the bomb to sort of go for the fight, and then automatic to fight Forest, right? So they wanted to lure Forest in, Cloud9 with the sound of the plant, but he won it anyway.
Yeah, Cloud9 had a little bit of time to work with there as well. I mean, it's just, you get so zeroed in on what the plan has become. Forrest, nicely timed flash, is going to force him off the angle, but he will get the follow-up there, or at least the shot. Get Right holding mid, big spray down, but this is a hard eco for Cloud9. And Stewie, does this actually work? Make some noise. And now he's missed his chance. Get Right's like, I will collect that frag. 4 kills for him.
He was already top of the scoreboard, but now he's 22, tied with automatic on the other team, actually, who's got 22 as well. 4-round lead, and the fact that they come out of that round with nobody going down is really big. The one thing that can get Cloud9 back in this game and to maybe win the map and win the series would be if NiP's economy is broken. That's the only thing right now that can get Cloud9 back in this, and it's definitely possible, but a flawless round like that goes a long way to helping out the Swedish side in finding map number 3.
Oh, clever.
Something you don't see every day.
Yeah, and Draken is actually pushed into Squeak. Is Draken going to get impatient? Because they pushed into A main as well. This aggression from NiP, they are looking to end it right here. 13-9. We've got that 3rd map, Cobblestone, looming. They rotate off, and based off of this information, they are bouncing back over towards mid, towards B site.
That fall down from Shroud, surely Draken will have heard that, so that in itself is going to cause a bit of a conversation on the NiP side. Now, some grenades into middle where nobody's holding. NiP have given up all of mid control, which is so strange on Cash. You almost never see that. Cloud9, they've wasted a lot of time already, but once they figure this out, can they find a plan to make this work?
They're so limited on utility though right now, Cloud9. 2 smokes, a single flash, no Molotovs to make their lives easier here to check some of these angles. When they go into checkered, for example, they're just going to have to trust that there's nobody behind the box until they can actually check it. But there's the defense set up here very passively on the B site for NiP. 35 seconds left, bomb is ready. 4 players here for Cloud9, and it's Shroud who's holding the flank towards A. But now is time to go. You are out of time, Cloud9. You need to commit to this. You cannot leave it down to 10 seconds. You need to find the kills on the B site, and NiP are not showing anything right now. Finally, the peek, and it's automatic, of course, who's going to get the headshot. Cracks Reds, and it's Get Right now. 1v4 until his teammates can show up.
Nothing gets the kill on Exist, trying to push through. He wanted to help out Get Right. It's done. There's no point in fighting this. 2 versus 4. Even with the money, just stay safe. Maybe get exits if you can. Cloud9 with just an excellent execute. But I mean, that whole situation, right? Because Rez is the first one getting the peak. There's no chance that Get Right can help him out. Yeah. You know, Get Right is just waiting there. It should probably have been a situation where there would have been a crossfire between Exist and CT and Get Right, and then Rez can chime in as the last player once they're close enough. But it worked out the other way, so I would say a missed opportunity for NiP. They had everything that round.
Well, this is where you know, the lack of experience could be one thing here, where the nerves, you know, I mean, your tournament life is on the line. You're 3 rounds away from at least buying yourself a 3rd chance here. So Rez maybe just thinking, jump the gun, I gotta be the hero here and actually get the shot, but it's not going to be. Cloud9 back into it, up to double digits now, 10-13. And that was going to look very grim indeed for Cloud9 if they lost that round. Their economy, they're starting to build it now because of so many they had so many players survive the last round.
NiP back with a double AWP. Forrest on one of them. He is very good when it comes down to it. Some of the time, he looks like, you know, you would almost wish he was full-time AWPing some of the time because he can just hit every single shot, but
then most of the time, I would say, is you're left wanting. That's the purpose of Draken, though. He's supposed to be the one who's going to be consistently hitting those shots.
24th round here. It's been a bit of a pause in the game. It seemed like there was a lot of action early on. Now everyone is starting to feel the tension. They know it's getting close. Cloud9 really want to mount that comeback and go all the way through with it. Draken again trying to challenge. It's been working out for quite a while for him, but this time nothing is going to get the better of him. And that's a big kill. Now, are they going to guess that there's a second AWP? Maybe not.
That was a beautiful shot from nothing, though. As clean as it gets. And the man advantage now for Cloud9. 50 seconds left. And Forrest still holding in mid, hoping to spot out the boost, hoping to spot anything here. NiP need some kind of lifeline at this point to get back into this round, and Forrest might be the man to deliver it. Unfortunately for him, he's not watching boost as the 2 players make their way up. Is he going to go for the flick? No, he waits for them, and they line up! Okay, talk about a lifeline. He just got the cable right there. Unbelievable.
Cloud9, panic mode. They needed those players to come in from checkered. Now Forrest is there instead. Jumping down with the AWP. That might have been too big of a risk. Stewie will take him down. Rez trying to stay alive. Get Right with a blind spray through the smoke. Taking down Shroud. 13 seconds left. Rez is going to be dropped. And now from the high ground coming in. Exist with the kill, and there's no more time. Nothing is down. Exist with the last 2 frags. And NiP making it to 14 rounds. Man, these rounds start slow, but they end so explosively. Double kill for Forrest in 1 bullet, and then the race is on.
Whiskadoodle's own op as well. Insult to injury. The agony here for Cloud9, and they're going to be able to go for the buy, and I'm curious to see, is it going to be the desperation B rush? We have seen this in the past. Has worked in the past. And it looks like it is going to be the contact play. Smoke goes down, the flash to lead through. And now do they just wait patiently? Because NiP have got players in mid. Actually, they seem to be very well prepared here for a B-side take. The shots through the smoke. Stewie getting tagged down very low. That's not what you want if you're Cloud9. He's doing a lot of the heavy lifting right now for the North American unit.
Cloud9 have got this chance. They don't have any money if they lose this round. They might just lose the game right here, or at least the map. Shroud with a great headshot to shut down Forrest, but Get Right comes in with the spray. He gets all 3 kills, and that leaves nothing in a 1 versus 3. How is he allowed to do that? Coming out of the bins, they knew it. Now it's all or nothing to hold on to it, and Rez will take him down. That's 15 rounds for NiP, and no money, no bomb plant here for Cloud9. The Swedes may just have done it. 1 map away, or 1 round away, sorry, from getting to map number 3. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, I just want to say this is like just perfect vintage Get Right spray. Known as the king of it. His control.
Speaking of vintage Get Right, it's 27 kills on him.
Yeah, this is so sick to see Get Right playing at this level right now. I mean, he used to be able to spray you from halfway across the map. Seems like he's recovered the ability. Rez spots him right around the corner, and it's looking like the game is up here for Cloud9. They're just going to rush right through the smoke, and Shroud point blank annihilates Rez. Runs right over him. Forrest next to fall in line, and it's going to be 3 players left here for NiP. Cloud9, they might have bought themselves another round here.
There's the bomb down at least. I was going to say NiP have to think very hard about whether or not they want to try and do this. They don't have any money, so losing this brings Cloud9 probably to 12 rounds. It's a nice Molotov, but I would definitely back out of this very soon. Maybe try 5 more seconds to get a kill. If not, then save the guns.
Yeah, B-side is a nightmare to retake. Running through the choke points, and yep, sure enough, NiP, they're wise, and they just don't really have the bank to be playing around, throwing away rifles. Much better to back off and save the guns. You want Draken to survive. I mean, he hasn't even used a single nade, Anders. He's got a full complement. Perfect for the next round here for NiP if all 3 stay in this. And there we go, Cloud9 backing off.
So when Rez spots them in checkered, I think it's a really good move for him to throw out that Molotov. Like that's maybe one of the safest plays he could have done in that situation. Another alternative would have been to try and sort of flash himself into a fight or something like that, right? So he actually plays it really safe. It's just that the flashbangs that come through the smoke in B main, they're so good that they just don't stand a chance. Running through smoke, Tech9 first. It's a classic. Yeah,
and just the key to that, and I think what we didn't quite see in the round before, is just no hesitation. Just fully committed to just running in there non-stop and finding headshots, just overrunning the defense. That's the whole point. And so for Cloud9 now, I want to see this kind of strategy from them when they have rifles as well. Just get in there, show no fear, and run NiP over. It's giving time for NiP to breathe and find that confidence again. That's the dangerous bit.
That was Draken taking a shot on nothing. Over by the B bomb site, and he's immediately going to relocate himself, which is the most annoying kind of AWP play you could possibly play against, one that moves around all the time. Draken has been doing a pretty good job, I would say, of that actually so far in the game.
Yeah, very mobile. It looks like NiP are just giving him the space to go ahead and make that work. Get right, pushing aggressive mid. Is he going to go straight into garage? This is wild. Man advantage, and he's still going aggro. Rez finds a shot over on the B side of things. An automatic caught reloading his weapon. A disaster for Cloud9. Getting picked off one after another. Finally, Skadoodle will go ahead and drop Get Right. But it's still a 2-man advantage here for NiP in the map point.
Probably not necessary for Get Right to still stick around in the 5 versus 2, but you have to think right now, with all the kills that he has, with how much he's done for this team, he was just in the zone. He's actually 1 kill away from the 30 bomb. But in a 2-on-4 here, you don't see very many options for Cloud9 to make it out. Exist is actually covering this long line down highway. He's going to know that they're coming. Hits a headshot on Skadoodle, so he's very nearly gone. And here comes the follow-up. The flashbangs. Forrest with the kill in the second, and it's 16-11 in favor of NiP Gaming. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to map 3 here of the second quarterfinals. What a game this is. I don't know what's going to happen on Cobblestone, but for sure it's going to be wild.
Somehow they found it. It was looking exactly like Train all over again. Cloud9 with the pistol, the strong start, the lockdown in the second half. This time, however, NiP, they're showing that Cash used to be our playground. It is once again. We found the directions. You know, we found our old map with the X marked on it for success.
Absolutely amazing. We are going to throw it over to the experts. I look forward to hearing everything they have to say. Alex, did you enjoy that game?
Absolutely, Anders. There's no doubt in my mind. We get a third. It's kind of what we wanted. I think even Cloud9 fans are not going to complain that they get to see a third display. NiP, of course, are going to be ecstatic, as are my analysts, none other than Freiberg and YNK. A third, we go to Cobble. Yanko, at the very start of this, you said it's only fitting that it would be Cobblestone. 3 years ago, these two teams met. Admittedly, the roster's significantly different. You wouldn't be here otherwise. And we do get to see now what happens on Cobblestone. But first we have to understand exactly what went wrong on right on Cash. Yanko, we're going to throw this one to you to start things off. We described NiP's style as loose, and has it been rewarded again this time?
I mean, it was pretty much the same thing that we saw in group stages. Yes, in some of the rounds they had better use of Molotovs, for example, when they wanted to go away, but in the end it was most of the time based on picks, based on spreading around the map and making a call early on. I think Cloud9 actually had a bit of tunnel vision early on because we had the exchange of, Cloud9 won the force buy, then NiP won like a half buy of their own, and you could see later on in the half when Cloud9 actually went for the double op that we were talking about and for those aggressive plays, that's when they could pick up gun rounds. But because of those like weird force buys earlier on, they had a lot of weird buys where they couldn't have even a single op or didn't have all the utility and they couldn't execute that playstyle.
And of course, alongside that, a play style that's been rewarded, and we were talking about it, we're getting a bit bored of talking about it, but again, Mr. Forest. We'll bring up some of his clips as well, just so you can see what Patrick was up to. Yeah. Such an influential player. Now, I saw an interesting Twitter exchange, Adam, where people were just asking you, how much has changed from the Cash that you knew, that you played, and there was some observation you made.
Yeah, I mean, I think that NiP right now, they're playing very basic, very good Cash play. I mean, Cash is a map where you don't have to have the fancy tactics. NiP, they're going for the boost, they're trying to take mid. They have mid control as T almost every round, and they don't use too much utility to get it. So I think the Cloud9, maybe they should have had some more pressure, maybe actually took the fight against NiP in middle. But I think NiP, their T side is just, especially on Cash, it's just very good right now. And I think that it's going to be interesting to see how Cobble is, because Train, NiP's T side was very bad. I really like NiP's T sides on Cash, but Cobble is going to be interesting.
But I mean, what are you looking for necessarily from Cloud9 if they were to review this, if they wanted to kind of do something better about contesting that mid control? Are we talking like a molly boost? Are you talking aggression mid? Do you want like vents and garbage? You want a crossfire? I mean, what's your request in order to kind of contain NiP?
I mean, I always like to have one guy in vent and you have one guy towards highway white box that are ready with a flashbang. So whenever you see that NiP are trying to take mid, you can pop flash for the guy in vent, and he can just kind of pick forward and see how many he sees. And you can have, I mean, NiP, they were good on molotoving sandbags. I mean, they have a good mid take, right? But I'd still maybe see. I really liked when Stewie picked up the AWP and he went up even on the ledge in mid, the white ledge, and just picked up. I think it was Drak and that time up boost. So it's a small cheeky place from Stewie and Cloud9, anyways. But I mean, NiP's T side, they're playing all together. That's what I liked. They're not too spread out on the map when they're actually attacking. They're actually doing it more as a team on Cash.
Yeah, and of course, it's a very Stewie 2K branded play to be challenging an AWPer without necessarily being the dedicated AWPer. Yanko, what about you? What do you think then, coming kind of into a third map, you've seen the best of both sides. Was this is by no means curtains for Cloud9. They've lost twice now to NiP, 16-12 and 16-11 on Cash.
Yeah, the problem for Cloud9 now on Cobble is similar to what they faced before Train, is they're walking into the unknown here. They're unsure of what kind of a style NiP is going to run, but if you can take anything from the two maps they just played, it is going to be, again, probably more loose, trying to get some openings for Forest, perhaps, on that B platform. So if I were Cloud9, I would try not to force buy too much. I would play into my gun rounds, because when they actually had a proper buy, double eco, and then you buy, it seemed like Cloud9 didn't have too much trouble securing those rounds. So maybe just have a bit more confidence in your own game, in your own plan, and not focus too much on breaking the economy of NiP.
I will talk a lot more about that when we do get to dissect that Cobblestone course. Pre-match is on its way, but first, Stunner is hanging out with one of the many fans in the Lanxess Arena.
Hey, thanks, Alex. I'm here on the floor right now with Jonas. Jonas, is this your first time at an ESL 1 Cologne?
Yes, it's my first time. Yeah.
So what do you feel about this atmosphere right now? It looks like a pretty packed house from the looks of it, huh?
Well, it's quite amazing. That's a lot of NiP fans out here, I feel. So, yeah, it's fantastic.
Absolutely. Now, I'm understanding you're a NiP fan as well. Is that so? How do you feel about the chance of NiP going home in this next matchup?
Quite nervous. I would love to see them progress and maybe end up in the finals.
Well, we do have a little something for you here right now. I'm going to go ahead and give that to you. Sir, I have a NiP jersey right here for you. And if you're at home joining us right now, head over to shop.eslgaming.com and grab your own. Right back at you, Alex.
Look at that, free jerseys in the crowd. More reasons to be joining us here in the Lanxess Arena as these playoffs do continue. And this series will continue after a short break. That's right, Cobblestone between Cloud9 and NiP. One team will be watching from the stands. The other will do battle in a semi-final versus Na'Vi. It's all coming up after the break.
Not the ceremony.